Thanks, Flo. Balochistan is a land of contradictions. It is Pakistan's largest province and its least populated. It is rich in natural resources, minerals, gold, coal, gas, and yet the Baloch people are the poorest in the country. It has been the site of a separatist struggle ever since Pakistan came into existence, yet it is barely covered in the domestic news media. Not for a lack of trying. For decades, Baloch journalists have risked their lives to report on topics such as corruption in local government, to the resource grab, to the Pakistani state's involvement in the kidnapping and killing of Baloch activists. A few reporters from the Pakistani mainstream media have tried to cover the region too. Some have paid with their lives, most face intimidation, and many have just quit and fled the area.
It looks perfect. It sounds even better. For months, this song, Wajah, or Friend, about the region of Balochistan has been playing incessantly on Pakistan's TV channels. Not just on entertainment outlets. It pops up in ad breaks on news channels too.
It's very consistent with Pakistan state's messaging, which is that Balochistan is a beautiful place. Its people are beautiful. They just sing and dance on the mountains, in the deserts, by the beach.
It could be in a site of mining, so gold, zinc, oil, copper, gas. It's a province that functions, because of its geostrategic position, as a route for the China-Pakistan economic corridor, and that has meant, especially the military, is really dedicated to protecting.
That protection of Balochistan's territory and numerous high-value, high-security projects has not extended to people in the region. For 70 years, Balochistan has been providing the rest of Pakistan with natural gas, meeting more than 50% of the country's needs at times. However, today, fewer than half the cities in Balochistan have access to that gas. Many Baloch use wood and coal for heating and cooking. Balochistan's separatist movement, born prior to Pakistan's creation in 1947, has seen wave after wave of violence, with the Pakistani military resorting to brutality to rein in the insurgency. There have been countless human rights abuses, enforced disappearances in the thousands of Baloch nationalists, activists, intellectuals, and journalists.
Balochistan has been actually turned into an information black hole.
Kia Baloch used to be a reporter in Balochistan.
I was among the few journalists covering Islamic militancy.
Was subject to threats and had to flee.
The intelligence agencies started taping my phone calls. Then they shared a list with me saying that you have been talking to these people. You cannot hide their details from us.
Kia Baloch's story is not unique. The immense pressures from state authorities doing journalism there was like embarking on a suicide mission.
Ajit Hussain was a brilliant journalist out of Balochistan, and he got into trouble. He was a wise man. He was not into taking unnecessary risks. So he left the country immediately. After sort of struggling for 10, 11 years, he was given asylum in Sweden. And a year later, he was found dead, drowned in a lake. The Swedish government told the family that it's a suicide.
But just hardly after 6 months, another activist from Balochistan, Karima Baloch, also disappeared in December 2020 from Toronto. Her body was discovered under the same circumstances as Ajit Hussain. She was also found dead inside a river. The police determined that it was a suicidal case. We don't know how that. I have been very much concerned about my security here. Until recently, I was based in Oslo, but now I have moved to a very remote corner of Norway. I avoid meeting people. I avoid visiting big cities.
In other parts of Pakistan, there is actually very, very little interest about what's going on in Balochistan. It's considered practically like another country.